Hello everybody, welcome. My name is Tori. This is my channel Tori Moves, mindful movement for busy people. Today is going to be a 10-minute wind down before bed routine. So we're going to be doing some Nadi Shodhana alternate nostril breathing and then a few relaxing postures. It's mostly going to be focusing on breathing to help get your mind to calm down. You don't need any equipment, but I do recommend grabbing a couple of towels just to help make you a little bit more comfortable. If you have a bolster or some blocks, you could use that. And if you have a blanket, you can use that as well. This is just going to be supporting underneath our knees, and then this will be behind the head. So you can fold up a few towels and do the same thing. If you want to buy a bolster or blanket, I'll link it in the description below. And I got these on Amazon. They weren't that expensive. Let's start out by finding a comfortable seated position. You can sit with your heels tucked underneath your hips. You can stack a couple of blankets on top of each other and then take a seat on top of them. I'm going to use my bolster here, and you can cross your ankles. This helps anchor your hips in so you can sit up nice and tall through your spine. Now, with your right hand, we're going to take our pointer finger, your middle finger, and draw them inwards. And so you're going to be using your thumb and your ring finger to do the alternate nostril breathing. So let's just kind of hold this mudra with our hand. Our other hand can be relaxed. And we'll just take a few breaths normally to center ourselves and cleanse ourselves. So we're going to be doing some box breathing. You're going to be inhaling to 4 and exhaling, counting down from 4. So we'll inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale out through your nose for 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's repeat that 3 or 4 more times. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And you're either closing your eyes or softening your gaze to remove any sort of visual distractions. Our brains were really wired to be able to take in a lot of information visually, and even if you have your eyes open at all, even if you're not looking at things and you think you're not taking in information, you probably are. So the easiest thing is to just close them if you feel comfortable. If not, just kind of let your vision blur over, looking at nothing in particular and allowing your attention to turn inwards. So now we're going to start the Nadi Shodhana, or alternate nostril breathing. This helps balance the 2 hemispheres of the brain. So we're going to start by putting our thumb of our right hand on our right nostril. We're going to inhale through the left nostril. And then let's close the left nostril with our ring finger and exhale out through the right nostril. Then we're going to inhale through the right nostril. Close it with your thumb. And exhale out through the left nostril. Inhale through the left nostril. Close it with that ring finger. And then exhale out through the right nostril. Inhale through the right nostril. Close it with your thumb and exhale through the left nostril. So you're going to be inhaling and exhaling, and you'll do 1 round of breath on one side and then you switch to the other side. And don't get caught up in being perfect. Just make sure that you keep switching, and you still want your inhales and exhales to be to a count of 4. If you have a nostril that's clogged, if you're feeling sick, probably avoid this one. You also want to avoid any breath retentions if you have high blood pressure or if you're pregnant or anything like that, because you don't want your blood pressure to spike. So we'll continue breathing either with that Nadi Shodhana breath or with the box breathing, which the box breathing, inhaling to 4 and exhaling down from 4, that's good for everybody at large, no exceptions. So anybody can do that if you're having a hard time with the alternating the nostrils. This is also a really good breath to do if you find yourself unfocused in the middle of the day, or if you have to study, or you have something like a project that you have to work on, or you're about to give a presentation at a meeting or something like that where you really need to be focused and balanced. This will help with that. Let's finish up one last round of breath, inhaling and exhaling. And then we're going to make our way down onto our mat. So the easiest position to breathe in is actually seated. That's why we do a lot of our work breathing in a seated position, because your lungs are upright. When we lie down, sometimes it's hard to completely fill up the bottom of the lungs. I'm going to have my bolster underneath my knees to help keep my back supported and tipped into a neutral place. And then the blanket is going to be behind my head, because if you notice, most of us, and some of us more than others, when we lie down flat, we're not completely flat and your head starts to tilt up towards the ceiling. So by putting something underneath your head to support it, your chin can come in towards your throat more and be a little bit more neutral, and then that allows your rib cage to relax, and basically your whole spine can relax and be supported here. Now I'm going to suggest that you take one hand to your belly, your right hand, and your left hand to the center of your rib cage. And we'll start to breathe here so you can physically feel the breath moving through your body. So we'll inhale and exhale. And I like to visualize like your breath is water being poured into a glass. So you're pouring the water all the way down, and it fills up the bottom of the glass first and then all the way to the top. So it's like the bottom down into your belly, up into your lungs, and then all the way up into your collarbones. And then if you wanted to pour that glass out, you'd pour it out from the top down to the bottom. So when you exhale, the air comes out from your collarbones, out from your lungs, and then finally you breathe the last bits of air out from your belly. And the way our lungs work, there's always going to be some volume of air inside of them. You cannot physically breathe all of the air out of your lungs, because then they would collapse and that would be bad. But you want to feel like you're getting all of the old air out and you're exchanging as much of the air as possible. So every time you breathe in that dead air space, that's being able to move out and circulate, and you don't just kind of have this stagnant air staying inside of you, that at least that air that's in there will always be refreshed. And as we're breathing here, feel like your breath is pushing the thoughts out, making space for you to just be present in your body. And we're going to draw the right knee in towards the chest, and you can kind of feel like, so this is our Apanasana, and Apanasana is just like a waist removing pose. So you can feel like you're cleansing the bad energy, the negative energy, the dead space out of your body. You're letting your right leg compress in towards you, letting your shoulders draw down your back, and trying to feel like you're even right and left side onto the mat here. And take 2 more deep breaths on this side. And then let's switch. You'll draw your left knee in, your right leg will reach down onto the mat underneath or over top of your bolster or your blankets. Let's release this left leg down. We'll stretch our arms overhead, making more room in our body. One last deep breath. And let's hug both knees in towards us. So feel like you're pressing all of the bad energy out, the bad air out. You're just compressing everything. You're squeezing. With every exhale, you're letting go of a little bit more tension, both mentally and physically. We'll release the legs down, let your arms fall down by your sides. We're going to take a few deep breaths here. And then we're going to take 3 deep breaths all together. You're going to inhale through your nose, exhale out through your mouth. And as you inhale, I want you to tense everything in your body. And then when you exhale, you're going to let it go. So we'll inhale, draw the air in through the nose. Squeeze every muscle you can think of, including the ones in your face. And then exhale through your mouth. Let it go, sink into the floor. And again, inhale. Squeeze everything. And exhale, let it go. One more time, inhale. And exhale, let it go. Feel like you're untethering yourself, allowing yourself to just be adrift. Thoughts are always going to pop up and ask for attention, and you can always tell them, not right now. Because if we keep on entertaining this parade of thoughts that come up to us, there's just going to continuously be a parade of thoughts to greet us. So you have to almost step back from them, almost like your thoughts are outside of yourself, like they're a separate person and you're creating some space. And you're not bad at meditating if you keep getting interrupted by your thoughts. It's actually the whole point, is to work on elongating the amount of space between one thought and then the next thought, because the nature of our mind is to continuously keep processing information. So you're trying to create longer pauses between those interruptions. So this is where the video is going to end. I'm going to come back up to seated. Thank you guys so much for joining me in this little before bed cool down. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up so I know to make more videos like this and it helps other people find this video. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down so I know not to make a video like this again. Leave a comment on the types of videos you'd like to see, and please subscribe if you hadn't. I have new videos coming out every Monday and Friday at 9:30 in the morning. Have a great rest of your week. I'll see you Friday.